selecting these random numbers.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree. Well, I mean, we put our attentions together and we kind of intended one word, and we put the word occult, right?
We did. Yeah.
We all focused on one phone,
Yeah.
and we all intended this, and then you two went off because I had to keep drinking with my friends.
Yeah, we were a couple of margaritas deep into the night, and we thought we'd do a Randonaut activity, which was... it yielded some results. It wasn't completely worthless.
Well,
Okay, so
you
guys,
know what we can say about
happened?
wait, before you go on, like randonauting, like right now I can't prove it's not working because I've got brought to a lot of houses where I wasn't willing to break in.
Yeah,
You know?
that's the other thing too.
Yeah.
It takes you either to like a house or private property. You can't get. They're pretty like. They have this disclaimer on the app that says, "Please don't go anywhere dangerous where you're going to hurt yourself, and please don't just go wandering onto private property and get arrested." That's not good.
No, not very solid.
So anyway, Josh and I left the bar, and we're all sitting at the table. I think it was 4 of us there, and we all focused, like Melissa said, on the word occult, and everything that your intention kind of. We would concentrate on just the word. Actually, that's what we should talk about too, Melissa, is when we say put an intention into something, what are we saying? Like, how does that work?
What do you mean? I don't know. What's your
when
question?
I pictured something. I picture different
So are
occult
you
symbol-y
thinking-
gargoyles and shit in my head, and like
Right.
I see an image.
Are you thinking of just the word occult? Are you like when they say put an intention into this? Walk people through how that works. So, like I was thinking, I started with the word occult. I said it in my head a couple of times, and then I was picturing things that I felt related to the word occult. And then on top of that, I was feeling the emotion of what occult was and what it'd be like to find something that was, I mean, it's a pretty vague kind of word, occult, but...
Right. But I think you just put more thought in that than most people do. Like, anytime anybody brings up a word that they put an intention behind, they already automatically feel what it would feel like, whatever they're looking for. You know, whether they're looking for love or they're looking for death. Like, they automatically feel that emotion of what it is they want to find. So... like, I didn't think about it too much, but when I was like, oh, occult, I thought of the word, and then I thought, oh my God, it would be so cool if these two, like, stumble upon some orgy happening at a house.
Yeah.
I would just fucking die.
The hooded orgy, yeah. Come on in, guys. The water's just
So, I
fine.
mean, automatically, my emotions, because I was like, oh, God, that would be so cool, you know? Anyway. Because, you know, I wasn't going to be there. So I was like, all right, this would be cool.
If that happened, we would,
Okay, so, like,
That's
let's get
I
into the
wonder,
story.
like, how much that affects... people have brought up in articles that I've read about this, too, of how much confirmation bias plays into this. Like, if you're feeling like, oh, I'm going to find something, and you're kind of specific about what that thing is, and are you specifically looking for those things? I don't know. Anyway, Josh and I... out in the middle of Boulder, Colorado, walking the streets like a couple of drunken jackasses.
Mask on, mask off.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we were being safe, and then we went to the coordinates and we stumbled across a what was it, like a little monument park that was full of these different sculptures.
Yeah, it has a name. It's
Something
like
like that?
Charles J. Hart something Garden Park, and there's a series of different types of sculptures, and
perfect
artwork there.
place for a cult.
But right near the coordinate was like this mysterious silver slabs, all like Stonehenge-y, around each other with like little seats in them. One of them had like an upside down V, which Matt was like, "That's an A, Josh," and I was like, "Yeah."
Or
And I was like, I get it. And then the light, it looked like the sunset like shined through that and hit you when you were sitting on a chair. Anyways, this fucking go on, Matt. You want to describe it a little more?
Oh no, I was just. It would look like It looked like an old building or like an aircraft carrier. Not aircraft carrier. What do you call it? A big sort of warehouse type hangar. That's what I'm looking for. Less of a boat, more of a building. That had been like bombed out, like shelled out and destroyed, and there was like bits and pieces of wall left standing, kind of thing.
Sure, yeah.
Like
Reflective
on a
metal.
smaller scale, yeah. and it had it looked like one of those kind of puzzles that if you stand back, all the pieces kind of fit together to form a shape of some kind. But we walked around it a little bit, and
did you guys figure out what the shape was, or are you too drunk and you're like,
no,
there's nobody having an orgy, I'm going home?
It was a slight buzz. We weren't stumbling. So Josh, you looked into it today and tried to find. What did you find out?
Well, I found out, nothing, but I think that's the point. So, first of all, back to the vantage point. Like, I don't know. There's something about that spot where I was like, you're supposed to look at this a certain way. There's more information to this monument, this sculpture. There's a hidden meaning here. It's very occult. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Sorry, I was just going to say, it was the only sculpture in that little park, and there was about 7 sculptures, if I'm off the top of my head. But it was the only piece of artwork, sculpture, that didn't have any plaque in front of it. No information of who did it or what it was called or anything. Every other one did have one, though.
Ooh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Right. So I was like, okay, well, I'll go on the internet. I'll figure it out. Someone forgot the plaque. Someone's getting fired in Parks and Rec. So I went. I went big. And not big. What am I saying? I didn't go big. I just did some research lightly. I found like a site on Boulder that shows all the sculptures and stuff called the Boulder County Arts Alliance. And I went on their site and found it. And I was like, it's called Remnants. And I was like, cool, let's learn about Remnants. And on the site, there's no artist. There's unknown artist. There was an unknown artist. They don't know. The city of Boulder doesn't know who did it. And then also there was no description.
Them, right?
Yeah. So I emailed the lady at this place, and she got back to me, which was awesome. I sent her an overly enthusiastic email, and then she got back to me and said they don't know. Like, what they know is on the site, but she gave me another email to contact who I have emailed but never heard back from. So long story short, you can't prove that it didn't work. Like, I don't know, what does a cult mean? It means many different things: supernatural, paranormal, hidden meanings, like symbology. There's so many ways you can go with it. But like that was a cult. Like, it was a sculpture that had a hidden meaning, clearly.
And it literally means hidden or secret, clandestine.
Yeah. So maybe you guys need to dig a little deeper.
No, let's just keep it a secret and call it a win.
Secret. Well, I tried it. I tried it with my brother. We did a couple things. We did UFO, and then we did another one with portals. And so we put our intention into it. First one we did was portals, and it kept taking us to this house in a neighborhood, and the only light was a hallway light. But the pin,
and let's give the address of this house.
Yeah, is actually in the house, right? So we just did it I think we did it 6 times, and we changed the server. There's a different server you can use every time, and we kept getting the same house. It was kind of freaky. And my dog was freaking out the whole time. I was like, I don't know what's in that house. Maybe it's a portal. Maybe somebody opened a portal. But I thought it was weird that we kept getting the same location, even if we changed different servers or we changed up how randomly they were going to pick a coordinates for us, because you can do that on the site, on the Rando site. I don't know. I thought that was weird. UFO brought us to a small airport in a hangar, but my brother's like, look, there's cameras everywhere, Melissa. We're not getting out of the car. And I'm like, why not?
It was an Air Force place, wasn't it? Wasn't it like military or not? It was just an airport.
They do use military transport through that small airport, but it's not, strictly military.
Right. I love the idea of the house. They have they just got a spare room at the back there that was like, don't go in there. We don't ever use that room. And it's just like a whirling vortex in the middle of the floor.
Like Stranger Things.
You don't want to go in there.
Like Stranger Things is all black. There's all this hole there.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what might be happening. I don't know. But it's weird. It is weird. I think that it just allows you to be curious about the things in your backyard. I think that's what they're trying to do. But I don't know. I thought you guys actually found something that was kind of cool. I think that was weird. I mean, if you guys would have just gone to a park and there was nothing, I mean, I would say that was a wash. But I don't know.
I have a personal
I
have a personal story too that I found something that was interesting that I can go into just briefly if you want.
Okay.
Do it.
So my intention was a big black rubber dildo. And
shut up.
And it went right to Josh's office.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was funny. I was going through. So there's a Randonauts subreddit, and some guy was looking up the word creepy, and it pointed directly to his house, and he's like, "Fuck this! I'm out! I'm moving!" I'm done.
Oh my god, that is weird.
The
that
call's
would
coming
bring
from
you
inside
to
the
your
house.
Or look in the mirror, buddy. Maybe it's you.
Maybe it's you. You're a creep. That's what those girls been trying to tell you.
Yeah,
All right, Matt, tell
really
us.
creep.
Tell us though,
Okay.
like a really fucking creepy story with the Randonauts that happened.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, actually, before I get into that, here's my personal one, just briefly. So, I was thinking about the word universe, just like a super vague, so I could be like point to anything and be like, oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, technically
But,
everything's in the universe, but go on.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's
So it's
great.
like, I found a tree that's in the universe. But I went to, in the middle of this field, and I kind of had to jump a barbed wire fence. And it was probably private property, but, don't do that. People at home, don't do that. But anyway, I walked into the middle of this field and found absolutely fucking nothing. And walked back out again. And it was kind of where I parked the car where it was told me to like walk out into this field. I couldn't see, there was a whole bunch of like trees and stuff as I came into the field, but I could only see this thing as I was coming out of my little adventure, right? So I had to go on this adventure first. This is what I'm reading into it because because I felt it was a little bit more exciting.
because you felt connected to the universe. Okay,
I
yeah,
did.
go on.
I really
I don't need
did.
facts.
So
just give me woo.
So I had to I had to go and do the adventure first and then discover what the universe was all about. Which I feel like is a little metaphor for life. But anyway, so I came back through and I found this little sculpture that was just stabbed into the ground, but it was made of cogs or wheels or something. And it was basically several... I didn't count them. I have a photo of it. Maybe I'll put it in on the website for this episode. But it was like circles all sort of linked and connected in sort of a sacred geometry pattern. That I felt was like,
Wow.
oh yeah, the universe is made of sacred geometry. That makes sense.
Oh,
yeah.
So I don't
there's
know.
your sign. Yeah.
There it is. But anyway,
Okay.
so
Let's get
universe
dark.
Universe was kind of a pretty mundane kind of word. But a lot of kids have been doing. I mean, it's huge on TikTok right now. If you look at TikTok and look up the hashtag Randonauts, there's a bunch of kids doing like some creepypasta stuff, like.
Yeah.
Oh, we got taken to the woods and look what I found. And there's a video of their friend
Yeah.
dressed up as a ghost, like running through the woods and coming at him and stuff. And it's like, all right,
Oh my god.
thanks,
Yeah.
thanks, creepypasta. So you kind of got to be a little discerning when you look at these things, and kids are just trying to get clicks. But a bunch of kids, and this has happened a few times apparently, use the intention of death. And
Death.
I don't know why you would do that. Like, I realize we're all, life's a little boring right now. We can't go anywhere and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but they're
Why
kids,
death?
Matt. That's what you do when
Yeah.
you're kids.
I know, you just do dangerous shit. So anyway, I guess it's kind of yielded some very creepy results for people. Like, one girl was in tears talking about how she was... she went to the coordinates after making the intention of death and found like a guy had just been shot.
my
called
God.
the cops, and it was just like, imagine how that would fuck you up. Like, just you're a teen kid and you just saw someone bleeding to death in the gutter. But anyway, the really interesting story was this group of kids doing a TikTok video also did the intention of death. They were in Seattle, and the coordinates took them to the edge of a river in Alki Park, which is a park in Seattle. I lived in Seattle for a little while, and I've been to that park a bunch of times, actually. And so anyway, these kids went to this place, and there was a little jetty area there. And when they went to the coordinates, they found a suitcase kind of floating on the shore of or not floating, but just sitting on the shore of this of the river. So they go down to it. Yeah, they go down to this suitcase and kind of like a little freaked out, like what if there's something weird in there? And so they get a stick and start unzipping the suitcase with the stick. Anyway, so they start
Turning me on.
opening up the suitcase, and they notice this horrific smell coming from out, like the smell of death,
Go
basically.
on. Uh-oh.
So they open it up a little more and see something inside that they were like, and they immediately called the cops.
Good.
And so the cops apparently rocked up like a couple of hours later because they were like, "All right, kids, thanks.
Yeah,
We have to check it out, obviously, because you called it in."